Okay, so here's the news of the day, the first broadcast. All right, so today's news, obviously you probably heard the first one, this Ghislane Maxwell, and I really don't care how to pronounce her name because right now in my mind she is the devil, so let's just call her that. She's being on trial today. She's been in jail, or she was arrested, I should say, July of 2020 for charges of grooming young girls for her boyfriend Jeffrey Epstein, and if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken in this, so don't quote me, also others. Now here's the thing about her is I'm really surprised, well, I shouldn't say this, but I'm surprised that she's still alive. As we know, Jeffrey Epstein was killed in his prison cell or something, or hung himself, so under suspicious information, and I'm still not clear on what exactly happened there. I'm sure you could Google it, but you're so bound by Google and search engine results, they'll tell you what they want you to hear, not what's true. So that's why I'm trying to dispel some of this with this channel. Now here's what I find odd is James Comey's daughter, who was the previous FBI head of the FBI, his daughter is the prosecutor in this case. I find that interesting. The thing I didn't understand is, why is Maxwell going to trial with this? If there's that much evidence against her, it would seem to me that you would want to make a plea deal. But she didn't. She's going to trial. So that means that she has overwhelming evidence, or there is enough reasonable doubt that the jury is going to say, no, she didn't do this. Well, I find that highly suspicious, considering this is such a high-profile case. But then I hear that the federal FBI agent's daughter is going to prosecute. Well, now it's starting to make sense. If I want to be into this conspiracy thing, it would seem to me maybe she's got something over the FBI and her father. Who knows? But this is really, really strange. So in my mind, what I would be watching for in this trial is the prosecutor going to throw the trial? Is she going to mess it up so bad that the jury's going to say, oh yeah, there's plenty of reasonable doubt? The prosecutor messed this thing all up. So something to keep an eye out for. I mean, you look at the search results on Google and you can't get any information. I've heard that they're not going to allow cameras into the courtroom. Okay, the judge has that preference. They can do that. But it just seems odd. Why can't we see what's going on something so atrocious that we all should be informed of what's going on? Also wanted to mention that the next item on the list is there's a new COVID variant in Africa. It's called what is that called? Omicron. Sorry, I had to get my notes. Omicron, and there is some information that says this may not be as bad. You know, the symptoms may not be as bad. So that's good news, obviously. The Prime Minister of Britain has already made a video. I've seen the video, you probably can find it, encouraging everybody to get the vaccine in Britain. He says this is the only way to combat this new virus. The problem with that statement is no sooner did he say it, they came out with some information saying that they really haven't tested any of the vaccines on this. So we might want to think about this. Now here's something that I find interesting, is there has been no new strands like Delta variant, no new variants in the United States, even though there's information that's telling me we have the highest rate of infection. So it makes you curious why the United States is immune to developing new variants. I suppose that's good news if you really want to think about it. On the other front, the FIFA is a federal, or I don't know, international football association. It's soccer. And they are reporting a 5 times increase in cardiac deaths. Now, we all can speculate what that might mean. I don't want to get into it because it's speculation, but obviously that's very interesting. We know that some of these things that the people are injecting can cause increased deaths in young males. I suppose females, but I haven't heard a lot about that, but in children in general. So here we have young men in the football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, dying of heart attacks. These guys are healthy guys, so it's a little suspicious. In other news, finally, Jack Dorsey of Twitter is going to be stepping down, and it sounds like. As you know, probably a lot of conservatives accuse Twitter and Facebook, YouTube, Google, all that, of suppressing conservative voice. I don't know if this is good news. I mean, there's a big celebration. Yay, you know, he's stepping down. This could be worse if conservatives feel like that he was restricting the voice. Who are they going to replace him with? Could it be anybody worse than what we already have? So I'm always suspicious of throwing out information this is good news when it, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen. So let's keep an eye out for that. Apparently he runs 2 companies. He was fired in 2008 because he was out doing yoga and surfing and, you know, whatever else. Then they brought him back. I don't know, let's just call it 2015, could have been 2012, somewhere around that. They brought him back as CEO, and now he's stepping down. He runs 2 companies, and there has been some information that says that he has a little bit of bias, I guess, because he runs a financial institution. I don't know, it's all confusing. I really don't care. I'm just kind of glad he's stepping down, and we'll see what happens next. The social media sites is just, it's pretty tough when you really dig into it. What's being suppressed, what's not being suppressed, and why are they suppressing it, you know? So there is a bill being passed in the House. I think it's a bill or a rule where they're going to take it over to the ATF. I had to think about the acronym. They're going to send this over to the ATF. They want to collect more information on manufacturers of gun producers from the seller. So the people who are selling the guns, I guess, have to store information about the manufacturer of the firearm. Well, they're keeping these records long. They're going to require that they keep these records longer, I guess 20 years now. And these records are going to be obtained by the ATF. Some are claiming this is a backdoor gun grab. I could not understand where they were getting that kind of information. So again, something to watch out for. Here's the thing about the gun grabs. When I got heavy into politics when I was younger, I would say early 2000s, that was one of the reasons I got into politics, was because all the gun laws, I mean, everything, you know, they're going to come get your guns, they're going to come get your guns. And what I've learned is, it seems like that we have a strong enough voice that as long as we stay diligent, they struggle to come get our guns. So, although I'm going to throw out Second Amendment information on this channel, I don't want to do it in a scary way, because all I don't want to do is provide you with information so you can call your congressman and say, hey, I don't like this bill, and we'll just keep doing what we've always been doing because we've been very successful at it. You know, I mean, Missouri is a open carry, conceal and carry. You don't even have to have a license for any of that. I forget what, last year, 2 years ago, they stopped requiring licensing for all that. So, I mean, things just keep getting better as far as guns, but we don't want to let our guard down. We want to keep that information. All right, so that's your news for the day. Thanks for watching.